Hello, friends, family, former colleagues. If you're watching this, it's because you've decided to give me a couple of minutes of your time. So I'm going to do my best to not waste that time and not lose your interest. All right. So I'm here to let you know that I've changed careers. I'm no longer in software. I've decided to seek the healthcare industry, specifically obtaining my RN BSN. And I'm wrapping up my second year, so almost done with my second year of school. And once I'm done, I'll be able to start applying to any nursing program that I'm looking at, which is a number of different programs across California, Hawaii, and we'll see. Anyway, so that's the journey that I've been on for the past 2 years. Now, what I want to bring your attention to is something that is very important to me, and that's this club that I'm a part of. It's called the PreHealth Club. Now, if you've been in healthcare, you know that the PreHealth Club is basically for students that don't really know what they want to do in healthcare, but they know they're interested in healthcare. Now, a lot of them are looking to become doctors, nurses, veterinarians, you name it, right? So the idea of the club is to kind of just gather them up and help them network as much as possible. Now, I'm the community outreach coordinator for this club, meaning that I'm diving into our community and I'm looking for, or what I do is I look for any doctors, nurses, any healthcare representatives, and even nearby schools that are come willing to talk to, guest speak and talk to our students. And then I'm also reaching out to like care homes and things like that, where we go and actually we volunteer our time and help out at those care homes. All right. So there's a lot of stuff that I do as the community coordinator, community outreach coordinator, and just try to provide as much as I can for our students so that they can get out there. Because other than that, they don't have much other than the school they're going to. All right. So to give an example, like some of the schools that I talk to are like CSU Stanislaus, which has a great nursing program, UC Merced, one of the best UCs in the country, and then Fresno State, and then also like private schools like Gurnick Academy, all of which, some of which we're doing tours, on-campus tours. We've had guest speakers from them come in the past or coming in the future. But you get the idea of what this club kind of does, right? Again, opening doors and providing that network for students that otherwise don't have it. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because of COVID has produced a particular problem for our club and many clubs. A lot of these programs and individuals that we normally contact to do a lot of work with can no longer do it. As you can imagine, they're all shutting down, don't allow for visitors, things like that. So these students have next to nothing, all right? They have next to nothing. So like we would normally volunteer at the Merced General Hospital here in Merced, and we can't do that. We can no longer haven't been able to do that for almost 2 years. A lot of volunteers, there's some volunteer opportunities still available, but they're few and far between and really hard to come by. And even guest speakers would rather do it virtually, or a lot of them just don't want to do it anymore because they would rather do it in person but can't come in person. So it has created an awkward space for our club. And like I said, all clubs of the school are struggling with getting kids just to be on campus and then go to our clubs. But given the lack of resources, students are not finding it worth it. So what I'm wanting to do is make it worth it for them. See, when we do want to do something, the club puts it to a vote. And when we put it to the vote and it costs money, it then goes to student government that will then decide on it. And we've been getting shot down a lot. A lot of things that we want to do are not allowed or cost too much money. So I'm trying to provide financial freedom for this club. And what I want to do is see if I can't get enough donations so that I can provide that financial freedom for this club. give you an example. This club usually gives out a $500 scholarship at the end of the year to students that have excelled. And for the first time, we can't give out that $500 scholarship. Another thing that we wanted to do was provide CPR certification from American Red Cross to our students, and that was shot down because it was too expensive. But for 15 students, it was about $1,500, and I thought that was well worth it as a legit certification for CPR, and they can take it anywhere they go. Well, we were shot down. So you get the idea of how there's a lot of things that are getting shot down and really limiting what we can do for these students who already don't have a lot that they can do. So again, I want to provide financial freedom so that we can do the things we want, right? So like I want to be able to give those scholarships to some students. I want to be able to provide those classes like CPR certification with no questions asked, where we can just pay for it. We don't have to get permission. We can take field trips, educational field trips. Usually we go on some educational field trips, can't do that. So it would be good to have that. And then it would also be great to kind of provide like basics for our students, like lab coats, goggles, and for the labs, and even the lab manuals. These things are cheap, and it would be nice to kind of reward these students to say, hey, you join our club, you will pay for those things, for you to be successful. One less thing that you have to worry about. So I'm hoping to raise, my goal is $5,000. Now I started this GoFundMe and I want to hit $5,000. Now $5,000 is way more than enough to pay for all of this for several years, for several students, right? My goal is I'll be leaving this school at the end of the semester, and my goal is to the next couple of years, these students don't have anything to worry about, and they can get these things done and have that money in the bank and not worry about, have that financial freedom. Right. So we were not able to be successful in certain areas, but I still want to help even though we're leaving. Right. So I'm going to be kicking things off. I'm going to be donating $500 to this club. Right. And again, the goal is $5,000. Now I'm asking, please, everyone in my community, and that I know, I'm asking you, please donate whatever you can spare. Don't let it be uncomfortable. Whether it's $5, $10, 20, something. Do it for these kids. You can do it for me. And my birthday's coming up. Say it's a birthday gift. Do it for me. Do it for our future doctors and nurses. These kids are very interested, and a lot of them actually have decided and are ready to go. They just need that little nudge, and I think that kind of doing this will help instill that belief that we believe in them. These are our future doctors and nurses. There's people on the front lines now, right, during a pandemic that these students will be replacing, and we need them, right? We need these people. So again, it's true to my heart. I really want to help this club and all the students that sign up for it, and just give them one less thing to worry about and provide security in the things that they do going forward. Anyway, thank you, and thank you for taking this time. Hopefully it was only a few minutes, but please make that donation. Let me know you made that donation. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, thanks guys.